Hi guys, as you know, when the M2 went up for sale, I was looking for a cheap old daily. Now I had £1,000 to spend and I've done even better than that because for just £500 I have bought this beast. So it's a VW Passat estate, it's on 181,000 miles and yeah, have I got a story to tell you. So, story time. I feel like I need to give the story first because it is really hilarious and I am kicking myself that I wasn't filming when I picked the car up and when this all happened. So I apologise if it's maybe not as funny as it would have been if I'd been filming and you guys were technically here with me. But I went to pick the car up, my dad came with me and he took a look around. It started first time and was good. So did the deal, everything's fine. Luckily it was off someone I knew, so they came with me for the first like little drive of it. And we got about a mile up the road and near me there's a bypass that goes uphill and there's a slow motorhome, so I was like, right, let's go in the fast lane, we can overtake this motorhome that's doing 30 in a 60. And what then proceeded to happen was the car started missing. I had no acceleration and it was sort of like duh, 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 duh. So we ended up breaking down in the fast lane of a bypass, which isn't ideal. Couldn't get the bonnet open, which was the next funny thing. So the guy I was with, he went and got his car so that we could get a tow to the nearest garage because we thought for £500 it is still worth getting the car diagnosed to see if it's an easy fix. And luckily, it was just, I say just, the injector had blew and it blew through the fuel line, I believe it was, or the fuel pipe. The garage also said if it hadn't been for it hitting that pipe, it literally would have blown through the bonnet, which would have been quite funny to be fair. It's been fixed. It cost about £700 for it all to be fixed. It's running smoothly. I've done 22 miles, so we're 21 miles up of the previous journey. And for a total of £1,200 with the cost of the car and the cost of being fixed, it's just something really easy to bang the miles on that when I get the new car for the weekends, I'm not having to whack miles on that, have the extra fuel costs. I can just kind of not care about this, which I've never had with a car before. I mean, it's already scuffed, it's already dented. It was £500. I'd probably get near enough that back from scrap. So yeah, it does the job. And I'm well happy. So it is a 1.6 litre TDI Blue Motion, which means the tax is only £30. The insurance was really, really cheap to add it on as a multi-car policy. It's been checked over already by the garage when it went in for the injector, so it's going to pass its MOT absolutely fine. All it needs is a new rear tyre, which a huge thank you to Laugh Tyre Services because they're going to sort that out for me before it goes in for the MOT in March. And it, yes, before anyone says, it is still road legal at the moment. And yeah, yes, it's done 181,000 miles. A lot of people have been like, that's really high. You can look online at other Passat estates and other diesel VWs, and they're on over 200,000 miles, some of them even 250,000, and worth nearly quadruple the £500 this has cost. I mean, the boot in this thing's huge, especially when you put the seats down. You can easily fit like a body in there, a mattress, kip overnight in it before track, you know. It fits the bill, it's comfy. It's got heated seats. I'm so happy with that. It doesn't have Bluetooth, but it's got an aux, so we're going to sort that out. So, what more do you need? For £500, a phone costs more than this car does. It's great, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's comfy, it's easy to drive, costs me next to nothing. And yeah, it's great. I mean, it's sluggish. It's a 1.6 diesel and it's a very heavy car. It probably will never overtake anything. We're gonna have the van. We're gonna have him. Go, 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 go. Because I don't think it will. I've got a bit of PTSD from trying to overtake that motorhome. But for having those long journeys, for example, down to Silverstone for me is 3 hours, and there every week, across to Leicester, Birmingham, Stoke, all over the place, that I need something that's going to be economical, which it is. I think I'm getting, if I can find it, 50 miles to the gallon. The M2 was 22, so that's already an improvement. My favourite thing. This is so sad. But it's red. So my Clio is red. Well, it's red and black. The car that I'm hopefully picking up next week, if all goes to plan, so I don't want to jinx it, is red. And this is red. So 3 red cars. It's great. I'm going to be interested to see how many miles we will get out of this in total. I hope we make it to the 200,000 mark. I think that'll just be really cool. As you can see from the video, so please excuse this, that it is absolutely filthy, especially on the inside. I picked it up last Saturday. It went straight to the garage for obvious reasons, and I've been away since, and this is my first time driving it to physio, so I haven't had a chance to clean it yet. So once it's all cleaned up, we're going to shampoo the seats, we're going to give everything a wipe down, give the outside a clean, touch it up with some touch-up paint. It's going to be as good as new. I must admit I'm a little bit still hesitant accelerating because I don't want to blow another injector. But it has been checked over by the garage and they've said everything is absolutely fine, so it's just a little bit of, I hope it survives. I must admit as well, with it being an estate and it being quite heavy, I thought it'd be quite boatish around the corners, but it's actually not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Everything all in on this car is still over £1,000 cheaper than what 1 year's insurance on my M2 would be, which is why it's been sold. Originally, I was very much under the impression that I couldn't afford to run 2 cars. But sitting down and working it out and working what the second car is going to be, which I'm not telling you guys yet because I'm not going to spoil it, mainly because I haven't got it yet and I don't want to jinx anything. But everything all in, apart from obviously the buying cost of this, but insurance, tax, running costs, everything like that, for the 2 cars is still half the price of what it is just to run the M2. So it made sense financially. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back with this decision. This is my £500 car. I just thought it'd be quite nice to do like a little bit of a video on it because not often you hear of getting a car for £500. And anyone that's sort of looking around and toying with the idea of going for something cheap, it just kind of shows that you can get something decent if you are looking for the right thing. So yeah, I'm well happy with this, as you can tell, and I'm excited to see how things get on with it and maybe do a bit of a longer journey in it and see how we get on. Hopefully we don't have any more breakdowns. Yes, I do regret not filming that because it was hilarious. Maybe one of those you had to be there, but I thought I'd tell the story anyway. So there we have it, £500, Passat estate, bargain. But you guys know the drill. So make my journey your journey, like, follow, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.